Have you ever enjoyed a bowl of fresh blueberries, only to wonder if they were really doing enough for your health? Maybe you've heard they're good for memory, or that they help the heart, but you weren't sure if eating them alone was making much of a difference. What if I told you that the true power of blueberries is unlocked only when you pair them with other specific foods? Welcome back to the Senior Wellness Podcast, where every episode is about staying strong, independent, and sharp as you age. Stay until the end to make sure you get all the information you need. Today's topic is one I know will surprise you. Blueberries are often called a superfood, but many seniors don't realize they need partners, other foods that combine with them to truly maximize their benefits. Eaten alone, blueberries are good, but eaten with the right companions, they become extraordinary. They can sharpen memory, protect the heart, and even fight inflammation more powerfully than you ever imagined. I'm Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's oldest doctor. With over 65 years of experience, I've helped millions of seniors reclaim their health, one small change at a time. And I've seen how blueberries, when paired wisely, can transform the health of older adults in ways that no pill or powder ever could. One of my patients, Marjorie, a 72-year-old grandmother, ate blueberries daily for years. She loved them, but she never noticed much difference in her energy or memory. When I explained to her that blueberries release their full benefits only when combined with certain foods, she was skeptical. Still, she gave it a try. Within weeks, she told me, "Doctor, I can focus better when I read, and I don't get that afternoon fog anymore." So here's the question I want you to hold in your mind. If you already enjoy blueberries, wouldn't you want to know the 3 simple foods that unlock their greatest power? Foods you probably already have in your kitchen, waiting to be paired with them? Today, I'll reveal exactly what they are, why they work, and how you can start combining them in your meals right away. Blueberries have been praised for decades. They're called brain berries, the king of antioxidants, and the fountain of youth in fruit form. Magazines highlight them. Doctors recommend them. Grocery stores even sell them at a premium price because they've been branded as one of the healthiest fruits you can buy. So many seniors add blueberries to their breakfast cereal or enjoy them as a snack, hoping to sharpen their memory or protect their heart. And yet, I hear the same story again and again. A patient will tell me, "Doctor, I've been eating blueberries every day for months, but I don't feel any different. Their energy doesn't change. Their memory still feels foggy. Their joints still ache." They wonder, are blueberries really as powerful as people say, or is it all hype? Let me tell you the truth. Blueberries are indeed powerful. They're packed with anthocyanins, the natural pigments that give them their rich blue color. These pigments act like shields, protecting your cells from damage. But here's the catch. If eaten alone, many of these compounds pass right through your body without ever being absorbed. It's like buying expensive seeds, but never planting them in soil. You have the potential, but you don't see the harvest. I once treated Linda, a 68-year-old retired teacher. She spent extra money every week to buy fresh blueberries. She added them to her yogurt every morning and told herself she was investing in her brain health. But when she came to me, she admitted she still felt forgetful and tired. She said, "Doctor, maybe I'm just too old for food to make a difference." But the truth wasn't her age, it was the way she was eating them. Another patient, George, 74, had high hopes that blueberries would lower his blood pressure. He ate handfuls every night after dinner, but his readings stayed stubbornly high. He was ready to give up on natural solutions altogether. That's when I explained to him. The body needs help to unlock the compounds inside blueberries. Without the right partner foods, much of their benefit slips away unused. And this is the problem so many seniors face. They believe they are doing the right thing by eating blueberries. They believe they are protecting their future, but they never see the real benefits because no one has told them the missing step. The foods that act like keys, opening the door for blueberries to deliver their full power. So if you've ever wondered why blueberries haven't changed your life the way you hoped, it's not your fault. It's not that they don't work. It's that you haven't been shown how to use them correctly. And once you understand the why, you'll see that blueberries paired with the right foods are not just good, they are extraordinary. When people hear that blueberries are good for the brain, heart, and memory, the first instinct is to eat them by the handful. Others run to the store for blueberry juice, blueberry powder, or even blueberry pills, thinking that more is always better. But here's where most people get it wrong. The first myth is the idea that blueberries alone are enough. Yes, they are rich in antioxidants. Yes, they contain compounds linked to better memory and lower inflammation. But here's the truth. Those compounds are not easily absorbed by the body on their own. They need partners, other foods that help escort them into your bloodstream where they can do their work. Without those partners, most of the benefits you expect from blueberries are simply wasted. I once had a patient named Tom, a 71-year-old accountant. He prided himself on eating a bowl of blueberries every night. He said, "Doctor, I spend more on blueberries than I do on bread." And yet, when we tested his cholesterol and memory function, there was little change. He was discouraged. He thought all those berries had been for nothing. But when I explained that blueberries are like medicine that needs to be taken with water, useless unless combined with the right companion, he finally understood why he hadn't seen results. The second myth is that blueberry juices or supplements are just as effective as fresh fruit. Walk into any health store and you'll see shelves lined with concentrated blueberry powders, capsules, and bottled juices. But these products are often stripped of the very fibers and natural compounds that help your body process them correctly. Juice, for example, removes fiber and concentrates sugar, which can actually spike blood sugar in seniors. Pills and powders are often processed at high heat, destroying delicate antioxidants. Take the case of Eleanor, a 69-year-old who bought an expensive blueberry extract she saw advertised online. The company promised youthful energy and sharper memory in weeks. After 3 months, Eleanor felt no change, and her wallet was lighter by nearly $200. She came to me frustrated, saying, "Doctor, I guess natural remedies are just a scam." But the problem wasn't blueberries. The problem was the shortcut. The real power of blueberries comes from the whole fruit combined with the right foods that help unlock their antioxidants, not from powders in a bottle. The third myth is that blueberries work instantly. Many seniors believe that if they don't notice a dramatic difference after a week, the food isn't working. But the truth is, real change takes time. Blueberries don't operate like painkillers. They work slowly, protecting your cells day after day until the benefits build up into something noticeable. They're more like planting seeds than flipping a switch. Without patience and consistency, you'll never see their full effect. Finally, there's the problem of diet isolation. Seniors often try to fix one issue with one food. Blueberries for memory, spinach for iron, salmon for omega-3. But the human body doesn't work in isolated pieces. It works in systems, and foods are meant to work in partnerships. Blueberries alone are good, but blueberries combined with other specific foods become great. Their antioxidants bind with certain nutrients that magnify their effects, creating a synergy much stronger than the sum of its parts. That's why so many people feel disappointed. They eat the berries, they buy the powders, they sip the juices, and nothing changes. Not because blueberries don't work, but because they've been missing the critical step, combination. I like to compare it to music. A violin playing alone can be beautiful, but when you add a piano, a cello, and a flute, you suddenly have a symphony. Blueberries are the violin, powerful, but incomplete. To unlock their true potential, they need their orchestra, the 3 specific foods we'll discuss shortly. So, if you've ever thought blueberries were overrated, it's not that they're weak, it's that you haven't seen them in harmony. Once you know the foods to pair them with, you'll never look at a handful of blueberries the same way again. If you've ever wondered why blueberries sometimes feel like a promise that never quite delivers, the answer sits inside your stomach and your tiny blood vessels. Think of blueberries as a treasure chest. Inside are powerful pigments called anthocyanins, the deep blue and purple colors. But a treasure chest is only helpful if you have the right keys. Without keys, the treasure stays locked, and most of it passes by unused. Here's what happens when you eat blueberries alone. Your stomach does its job and sends them along quickly. Some antioxidants are released, but many don't cross the gut wall easily. They are large, delicate compounds, and the doors of your gut cells are picky about what they let through. Now picture a busy train station. The anthocyanins are passengers who want a seat on the train to your bloodstream. If the platform is crowded and there are no helpers to guide them, many miss the train. This is where partner foods make all the difference. Certain foods act like friendly conductors. They slow down the train schedule, give the blueberries time to be absorbed, and even transform their compounds into smaller forms your body can use. First, there's the role of fiber that forms a gel, such as the kind found in oats and barley. I tell my patients to picture a slow, gentle river instead of a rushing waterfall. Gel-like fiber slows the flow of your meal through the gut. That extra time allows more anthocyanins to be absorbed, and it also prevents blood sugar spikes that can stress your blood vessels. When blood sugar stays steady, your circulation acts like calm, clear water, perfect for carrying those berry compounds to the brain, the heart, and the skin. Second, friendly bacteria in your gut, your microbiome, play the part of skilled artisans. They take the big anthocyanin molecules and carve them into smaller pieces your body can use. These smaller pieces are the ones that protect your memory, help your arteries relax, and cool down inflammation. But your gut artists need the right tools. They thrive when they get fermented foods and prebiotic fibers. Without those, the workshop is quiet, and the carving never happens. Third, healthy fats and proteins change the timing of digestion. Think of fat and protein as traffic lights that slow the meal just enough so more nutrients can cross into your bloodstream. They also keep you full longer, which helps seniors avoid the energy crash that can hit mid-morning or mid-afternoon. When your meal includes a bit of fat and protein, the blueberry compounds aren't rushed past the gate. They're escorted through it. Blood flow is the final piece. Blueberry anthocyanins help your blood vessels make nitric oxide, a tiny messenger that tells arteries to relax. Relaxed arteries carry more oxygen and nutrients to the brain, but nutrients still need carriers. Minerals like magnesium and amino acids from nuts or yogurt support this nitric oxide pathway, like oil on a squeaky hinge. When the hinge moves smoothly, blood moves smoothly, and the berry's benefits reach their target. Let me share a simple story. Susan, 70, loved blueberries in a cup by themselves. "They're my nightly treat," she said. Yet her memory felt dull by afternoon. We didn't ask her to eat more berries, we asked her to pair them. Blueberries with warm oatmeal at breakfast 3 days a week. Blueberries stirred into plain kefir with lunch. Blueberries sprinkled over a small bowl of walnuts after dinner on busy days. 3 weeks later, she said, "It's strange. I haven't needed my afternoon nap." The berries didn't suddenly get stronger. The keys finally opened the treasure chest. Another patient, Mr. Patel, 75, struggled with blood pressure and early memory slips. He ate a low-fat breakfast of plain toast and fruit. We shifted him to blueberry oat bowls with a spoon of ground flax and a dollop of yogurt. He laughed and said, "Doctor, I feel like I'm eating like a teenager again." But his numbers told a different story. Steadier pressure, less afternoon fog, same berries, smarter partners. Here's an easy way to remember the science. Imagine your meal is an orchestra. Blueberries are the violin, clear, bright, and leading the melody. Gel-like soluble fiber is the conductor, slowing the tempo so every note can be heard. Probiotic dairy or fermented foods are the woodwinds, turning the tune into something fuller by crafting those smaller active compounds. Nuts and seeds are the percussion, keeping steady rhythm with healthy fats and minerals that carry the music to every corner of the hall, your brain, heart, and skin. When you eat blueberries by themselves, you hear a solo. When you pair them wisely, you hear the full symphony. One more important point. Many seniors take medications that can irritate the stomach or raise blood sugar. They also eat in a hurry or skip meals. Quick eating is like rushing past a museum without looking at the art. By adding these partner foods, you slow the pace, protect your gut lining, and give your body time to collect what it needs. So, no, you're not too old to benefit from blueberries. Your body is ready to use them. You just need the keys. And the good news is, Those keys are simple foods you already know. In a moment, I'll reveal the 3 best partners to pair with blueberries so you actually feel the difference in your memory, energy, and heart health. You've learned that blueberries need partners, the keys that unlock their full potential. Now let me reveal the 3 most powerful foods to pair with them. These foods are simple, affordable, and probably already in your kitchen. But when combined with blueberries, they create a synergy that can protect your memory, strengthen your heart, and keep your skin glowing long after 60. The first food is oats. Yes, the same humble oats you find in oatmeal. Oats are rich in soluble fiber, which turns into a gel in your stomach. That gel slows down digestion, giving the anthocyanins in blueberries more time to be absorbed. Without it, many of those compounds pass through too quickly. With it, your body has the time it needs to harvest their benefits. One of my patients, Helen, age 70, began her mornings with a slice of toast and some fruit. She often felt hungry by mid-morning and reached for cookies. When she switched to oatmeal with blueberries stirred in, something remarkable happened. She felt fuller longer, her blood sugar stayed steady, and after several weeks she told me, "Doctor, I can focus on my crossword puzzles again. I don't get that fog by 10 a.m. That is the power of oats plus blueberries. The second food is yogurt, especially plain yogurt or kefir. Yogurt is packed with probiotics, those friendly bacteria in your gut. Remember how I said your microbiome acts like artisans carving blueberry compounds into smaller, more powerful pieces? Probiotics are the tools those artisans need. Without them, many of the anthocyanins remain locked. With them, they are transformed into compounds that cross into the bloodstream and reach the brain. Take Margaret, a 73-year-old who loved blueberries but didn't notice much change in her memory. We asked her to pair blueberries with plain yogurt 3 times a week. Within a month, she reported sharper recall when telling stories to her grandchildren. She laughed and said, "I remembered the name of every neighbor on our block and my husband couldn't believe it." Blueberries with probiotics had turned the key. The third food is nuts, particularly walnuts or almonds. Nuts provide healthy fats and minerals that act like carriers, escorting blueberry antioxidants through the gut wall and into circulation. They also support nitric oxide production, helping blood vessels relax so nutrients travel more freely. Think of nuts as the sturdy boots that help blueberries climb the hill into your bloodstream. I recall a patient named Harold, 76, who struggled with afternoon energy crashes. He snacked on plain fruit but often felt shaky. When we suggested blueberries with a small handful of walnuts, his afternoons changed. He said, "Doctor, I don't nod off in my chair anymore. I can make it through my book club without yawning." The nuts slowed digestion, carried the compounds through, and gave him steady fuel. So here you have it. Oats, yogurt, and nuts, the 3 keys that unlock blueberries' full potential. Each one supports the process in a different way. Oats slow the train so more nutrients can board. Yogurt equips the artisans to carve the anthocyanins into usable forms. Nuts carry the nutrients across the barrier and into circulation. And when you combine them, the effects multiply. A bowl of oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts, a parfait with yogurt, blueberries, and a sprinkle of almonds. Even a smoothie with blueberries, oats, and kefir. These are not fancy meals. They are simple combinations that turn a snack into medicine for your brain and heart. Let me give you a final story. Maria, 78, struggled with forgetfulness. She told me, "Doctor, I lose my keys every other day." She ate blueberries often, but never with partners. We created a daily routine: oatmeal with blueberries and walnuts 3 times a week, yogurt with blueberries twice a week, and a small blueberry smoothie with oats and kefir on weekends. After 6 weeks, she came in smiling. "Doctor," she said, "I don't lose my keys anymore, and I finally remembered an old poem I used to recite as a child." Her confidence returned, not because of medicine, but because of smart food pairings. So now you know the secret. Blueberries alone are good, but blueberries with oats, yogurt, and nuts are extraordinary. They become a team, a symphony, a healing force greater than the sum of its parts. Now that you know the 3 key foods to pair with blueberries, the next step is learning how to bring them into your daily life. The good news is, this isn't complicated. You don't need fancy recipes or expensive ingredients. What you need is consistency, small, steady choices that repeat often enough to build real change. The simplest way to start is with breakfast. Breakfast is the meal that sets the tone for your day, and it's the perfect opportunity to combine blueberries with oats and nuts. One of my favorite suggestions is a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with a handful of blueberries and a sprinkle of walnuts or almonds. It's delicious, filling, and science-backed. The soluble fiber in the oats slows down the absorption, the healthy fats in the nuts carry the nutrients, and the blueberries deliver the antioxidants. I recall Mrs. Peters, age 74, who used to skip breakfast or just drink coffee. She told me she always felt sluggish by mid-morning and often craved sweets. When she switched to blueberry oatmeal with walnuts 3 times a week, she noticed something surprising. "Doctor," she said, "I don't need cookies by 10 o'clock anymore. I feel steady until lunch." This is exactly how the partnership of these foods works, not just for memory, but for daily energy. The second easy entry point is snacks. Instead of cookies, chips, or sweetened yogurt, choose plain yogurt or kefir with blueberries stirred in. Add a spoonful of ground flaxseed or a sprinkle of almonds if you want extra support. This combination not only satisfies hunger, but also fuels your gut bacteria. Remember, probiotics and prebiotics turn blueberry compounds into their most powerful forms. A patient named Geraldine, 72, loved flavored yogurt cups. But when we looked closer, those cups contained more sugar than benefit. I suggested she switch to plain yogurt with fresh blueberries and a few crushed almonds. She laughed at the simplicity but gave it a try. Weeks later, she told me her digestion felt smoother and she wasn't as bloated after meals. "Doctor, I feel lighter," she said. That lightness came from her gut bacteria thriving and from blueberries being fully used instead of wasted. Another practical way is smoothies. A blueberry smoothie with oats, plain yogurt or kefir, and a handful of walnuts can be prepared in just minutes. It's portable, easy on the stomach, and perfect for busy days. Seniors who struggle with chewing or appetite often find smoothies to be an easy way to get nutrients without feeling overwhelmed. Let's not forget dinners and desserts. Blueberries pair well with savory dishes too. A salad topped with blueberries and almonds, or a small dish of plain yogurt with blueberries for dessert, delivers the same benefits. The goal isn't to eat more blueberries, it's to eat them smarter with their partners. To make this even easier, I recommend a 20-day blueberry plan. Here's what it looks like. Days 1 to 7. Start with 3 breakfasts of oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts. On other days, add blueberries to yogurt or kefir as a snack. Days 8-14. Add in a smoothie 2 times this week. Blueberries, oats, yogurt, and nuts blended together. Continue your oatmeal or yogurt routines. Days 15-20. Mix and match. Try a blueberry salad with almonds, a yogurt parfait for dessert, or oatmeal in the morning. By now, pairing should feel natural, not forced. By the end of 20 days, most seniors notice at least one improvement. Clearer memory, steadier energy, less sugar craving, or even better digestion. The key is not perfection, but practice. Each time you pair blueberries with oats, yogurt, or nuts, you're giving your body the tools to absorb their treasure. One more tip. Consistency works best with protection. If you're eating blueberries to support your brain and heart, remember that lifestyle plays a role. Stay hydrated, move your body daily, and protect yourself from too much processed sugar, which cancels out many of these benefits. I often remind my patients, you don't have to overhaul your life in one day. Just begin with one pairing. Tomorrow morning, make oatmeal with blueberries. Next week, add yogurt and nuts. Build from there. Every step is a vote for your future health. And remember, the science is not about perfection, it's about patterns. The more often you make these choices, the stronger the results. Blueberries don't demand big sacrifices, they reward small consistencies. After more than 6 decades as a doctor, I've learned something simple yet powerful. The body never stops listening. Even after 60, 70, or 80 years, your cells respond to care. The food you choose today sends signals. Signals of healing, signals of energy, signals of life. Blueberries may look small, but they carry a story far bigger than their size. Alone, they are helpful. But when paired with oats, yogurt, and nuts, they become extraordinary. They become a team that protects your memory, steadies your heart, fuels your energy, and supports your skin from the inside out. I want you to picture yourself just weeks from now. You wake up, and instead of the usual fog, your mind feels clearer. You prepare your oatmeal with blueberries and walnuts, and you notice you don't get that mid-morning crash anymore. At lunch, you enjoy a simple bowl of yogurt with blueberries, and your digestion feels smoother. In the evening, you share a small blueberry parfait with your spouse, and instead of guilt, you feel pride, knowing you're nourishing your future. This isn't fantasy. It's what happens when you pair wisely, when you use foods in harmony instead of isolation. I've watched countless seniors reclaim their confidence and energy with this simple habit. People like Helen, who sharpened her focus, Geraldine, who felt lighter in her digestion, Harold, who found steady afternoon energy. They aren't exceptions. They are examples of what happens when you give your body the right keys. So let me leave you with this. You don't need complicated diets or expensive powders. You don't need to eat perfectly every day. You only need to practice consistency with simple, natural pairings. Each time you combine blueberries with oats, yogurt, or nuts, you are voting for your health. You are protecting your future self. If you found value in this message, like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. And please, share this with someone you love, because small choices can ripple into big changes, and together we can help more seniors live strong, clear, and independent lives. Stay strong, stay aware. We'll see you in the next one.